What's going on, YouTube? Happy Friday. Hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody's doing safe. Phew. Got a lot to talk about this evening. I ain't going to keep y'all. I'm not going to be long-winded with this. Just going to get some things off my chest. Before we get into the video, there's a few things I need to say up front. And you have seen the title. You know, oh boy, I if a lot of just follow me for a second. If you ever had or knew somebody, particularly high school, I'll say high school for example, right? You had a group of buddies that would tell you, "Hey, that you see that guy over there? He cool, but it's best you let you stay in your lane. Don't even look at him the wrong way. Don't even try to even think about being tough. You could go, hey man, what's up? How you doing? And keep it moving. What am I saying? You've seen the title. What you've seen this honestly, truthfully, this whole week. Kwame Brown is that guy in high school or in college that particularly, let me stick with the high school theme. That one person in high school not to mess with because he's the sleeping giant. Honestly and truthfully, I saw this coming a mile away. All this started on the podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and I watch some of the episodes. I'm not a fan of it like that. I watch a couple episodes here and there, but for the most part, I'm not a fan of it. Gilbert Arenas was a guest on it. Y'all seen the clips. I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to show y'all the clips because it's by now the clips gone viral. Essentially, what you've seen this whole week, I applaud Kwame Brown for coming out and standing up for himself. I really do. Because let's call it what it is. Kwame Brown hasn't been in the NBA for well over a decade. Kwame Brown, whether we like it or not, made over $60 million in his career. Now, personally, instead of joking, saying, well, he's a scrub, he's this, he's that, well, let's look at the reasons why. Let's just call it what it is. Michael Jordan shook the man's confidence. I personally believe that. When you're a kid out of high school, you're still young, you're still maturing, you're still developing as a man. Here's Michael Jordan, and it's documented. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go do the research yourself. Abe Poland, rest in peace, former owner, fired Michael because of Michael's behavior towards the players. This is the same guy, Michael Jordan, who wanted to trade Kwame Brown for Ethan Thomas in 2001. Now, his second year, in my personal opinion, because I even though I'm a young buck, I remember those Wizard teams. Kwame Brown, his second year improved. I believe he averaged 10 points a game, but you were seeing him I was like, okay, you're seeing the game slowly but surely kind of coming together. Then what happens? Unfortunately, he's traded to the Lakers. See, we can criticize guys if they don't play well or they don't exceed expectation. But let the man rest and let the man enjoy his life. Let the man sit back with his family and not have to hear Kwame Brown. He's a bust. Because I mean, see, we have to define what a bust is. Kwame Brown, this is just my opinion. His draft class was the start of the let's give everybody a trophy generation. Kwame Brown, and if you reevaluate that draft, by is not would be like a late first round, maybe maybe late first round, early second round pick. I mean, we could go the route. I mean, we could bring up an argument. Well, what if he went to college? But like they said, college isn't for everybody. So these last few days, because all this started on a podcast. I hate to say it, but y'all opened up a Pandora's box. You've opened up a Pandora's box that is very hard to close right now. Because he's going to everybody. He's going to everybody right now. Charlamagne the God's the Breakfast Club ain't safe. Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, yeah, they clap back, but it's like if you watch boxing and you get and you get hit with that left hand or right hand, and you kind of frazzle, and you trying to get yourself up, and the referee going like, "Are you okay? Can you fight? Walk to me." You kind of dazed. That's what the media is right now, particularly in the sports realm. Because think about it, a lot of guys made money off essentially clowning the guy. My only thing is be when we're calling these guys out, do both sides, and he has done that. Which I've get, but unfortunately we've now given he now has the platform to clap back, and that's not my problem. Y'all poked a bear. Y'all woke a sleeping giant. It was best if you left them alone. Now, personally, this is just me. I would like to see him, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, behind the scenes, squash this as black men. For black masculinity, I would like to see the three of them, and Gilbert Arenas too, squash this. Because, again, I want you to understand, we can respond to we can respond to criticism and different things like that. Like, when you bring him up, why did you bring him up in the podcast? You couldn't bring up any other current NBA player. If you asked, well, who was one guy you wish you could have played with? Kwame Brown. And that's different. When you go the route like everyone has done for as long as he was in the NBA, where he was a scrub, he was a bust, and kept saying his name day in and day out. Because again, like I said, we as humans, we respond with emotion. And when we respond with emotion, it's hard to really pick out those gems. And honestly and truthfully with Kwame, no. Ain't hard to find. He's ethering people left and right. Jamel Hill referenced Game of Thrones. She wasn't safe. Rachel Nichols wasn't safe. Richard Jefferson kept his mouth shut. See, let me say this, and I've made videos on this. I told you I'm a mass communications major. I told y'all this. I told you that the media, there are those in the media that are going to do things to create headlines and do anything to get their name out there. Let's not deny that. We have journalists that do that. But again, it is okay to criticize a player whether or not he or she didn't live up to expectations. I'm not going to go, I don't go the route like Stephen A did with Kwame Brown. I'm going to just call it and say, hey, he didn't live up to expectations of what a number one overall pick is. And you and I could disagree we could agree to disagree on what are the expectations of a number one overall pick. We can disagree. We can have a conversation about that. I don't need you to be an all-star like that. I don't need that. But as time progresses, when you have coaching, when you have a team around you, because remember, they're drafting you number one overall because they see you as a essential building piece. So the question, okay, so members of the jury, the question goes back to Michael Jordan. If this was a guy you didn't want, why'd you draft him? You could have traded that pick. See, Michael Jordan, the player, versus Michael Jordan, the GM, two totally different people. Now, me personally, I thought well, he did direct his energy at Michael Jordan. He did do that. He did. But on people, this is how I would define. When we say bust, we have to kind of really analyze a player's career. Prime example, Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf was the number one overall pick. Who was drafted after him? Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is a Hall of Famer. Ryan Leaf has 4 wins in 3 seasons as a starting quarterback. It was out after, I believe, the 2002 season in San Diego. Jamarcus Russell didn't transition his game from the collegiate level to the NFL level. Couldn't throw, but more importantly, he really wasn't. He didn't really commit himself because we said he was like the next big Ben Roethlisberger. There are guys that just don't pan out. Unfortunately, Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie's not a bust, but Sam Bowie, unfortunately, the injury bug hit him. There are guys that exist, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, I'll even say the WNBA, that have players that don't exceed the sports world's expectations of you being a number one overall pick. But everything, when we criticize guys, it should be on the court. Let's not bring up a guy's name damn near a decade later. He's retired and we're still talking about it. Why? I mean, just looking at his channel, because I believe he literally now has 100,000 subscribers. 100,000. I'm surprised. This channel has grown. Some of the videos on his channel I actually like. But at the end of the day, it was best y'all leave the man alone. It truly is. Because, see, I'm going to be careful here when I say this. It's like when you throw a flashbang into a room where there could be one or multiple people. You throw a flashbang in that room. It goes off. What am I saying? The flashbang has disoriented everybody that's in the room. And now they don't know how to respond. They don't know how to get themselves together because they're shook. He has every right to sit there and defend himself. Let that man rest in peace. Let that man enjoy his life. Because now, like I said, that Pandora's box, y'all have opened it. And now it's getting and it's now hard for y'all to close it. You've awoken a sleeping giant. And now because of that, those that were essentially his targets have suffered the consequences. So now, as sports pundits, sports journalists, and how we cover players, now we have to really be careful when we criticize these guys. For example, when Stephen A. won at Russell Westbrook about the triple doubles, Russ responded emotionally. When Charles Barkley went at LeBron James talking about did he not want to compete, LeBron responded emotionally. Kwame Brown responded emotionally, but when you look at this essential response, I understood what he was saying. My only my only thing, because when you said that, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and I'm just paraphrasing, y'all can let me know, and y'all could correct me on this. Where he said, y'all podcast is to tear black men down. I would like to see that energy channeled into helping black masculinity and black men unite. I would like to see that energy being channeled in that direction. That's all I'm gonna say. That's I didn't I didn't plan on just making no hour video. I wasn't planning on making no. I was quick to the point, plain and simple. Leave that man alone. Let him rest in peace. Because now look what's happened. He's now the new He's now essentially somebody that now has a platform and can basically ether someone just like that. But at the end of the day, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong at all. Because again, like I said, they've awoken a sleeping giant. Maybe next time when we criticize these guys, maybe let's bring it down a bit. Because I said we can criticize guys. We can let them know, hey, when you're not playing the way you're supposed to play, or you didn't live up to expectations, yes. But when we continuously clown the man, even after he's out the league, stop. That's enough. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate the support I have been getting on the channel. I've really been amazed to see the growth on some of the videos I have touched on. Um, I just wanted to get my thoughts on this. I just was like, wow, this man. And my only thing, and this is my last point. My only thing with with Kwame Brown, I would have liked to have seen some of this energy years ago. Address the people then, and some may come out and say, the way you came out, you sound a little sensitive. But unfortunately, they pushed him there. They pushed him there. Look at the title of the video. Think of the flashbang reference. Think of the guy that kid in high school, the Quiet Storm. Think about that and apply it to Kwame Brown, because unfortunately, he has opened the Pandora's box, and nobody was prepared to see what was in that Pandora's box. Oh, before I forget, be on the lookout for a Mystics and New York Liberty review. I'm also going to review a couple of WNBA games. Be on the lookout for that. I definitely do want to talk about the Wizards and my upcoming prediction for this Sunday against the Philadelphia 76ers. Congratulations to watching the Wizards. I forgot to mention that. Also, too, be on the lookout for more. I'm going to try to do a predictions video for this upcoming NFL season. Peace.